Hi, Matt with etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Gustafson Ceiling Light with the clear light shade. Now this can be a great option if you're wanting something that's going to feel a little bit more homey and save you a little bit of space above your head. So let's take a closer look at it. We have a ton of different light fixtures here at etrailer. They kind of mix and match in what's going to be the best fit for your RV to make it feel cohesive and homey. So with this design, since it does have this clear shade to it, this is going to be made out of more of a plastic material, so it's very lightweight. Not a lot of weight on your ceiling, but this lets the light kind of spread across the room a little bit nicer, and you won't have any hard cutoffs like you might have with something with a hard shell on there. And above there, we're going to have this more steel finish with that black coat on there, but we're also going to have this gold finish right across there. So if you have anything else, like some chairs, tables that have gold accents to it, I think that'll work very nicely. And for the light itself, this is going to be a little bit more of a warm tone. And a warm tone just kind of makes it feel a bit more homey inside your RV. And for how it's sitting up here, this is going to be a shorter style than some other ones I've seen. This is only going to be 7 inches. So you're less likely of bumping your head on it, which is important because it is going to be a 10-inch radius. So it is going to be a little bit wider. Now, when it comes to living with this, if you want to shut off just this light but keep all your other lights on, you can do that. There's going to be a switch on this other side. I'll just press it and it turns off. And now you can tell it really darkens this area over here. You get a lot of light with this light. This is going to be perfect if you're wanting to sit down, have a meal with your family or your friend, and you can even play a couple card games with this extra light we have now. But other than that, that's not a whole lot to it. It's just going to be something that's going to give your area a little bit more light. Now, if you guys do decide to go with this, let us know how it's working for you in either a comment review or send us a picture to show really how much light it is bringing to your RV. Now, for the installation, it is going to be a more simple installation. We do talk about some tips and tricks, how to get around some things. But one of the biggest things is when you are installing this, just make sure you shut off your electric to this area so you don't shock yourself. So let's check it out. So first we want to start off by taking off our old light fixture. So in our case today, it's kind of hard to reach. So I'm just going to grab a smaller ratchet with a bit on the very end of it and move it this way. I'd recommend also keeping the hardware to this because the kit we have today doesn't come with any hardware, so you're probably going to have to reuse this. If this hardware is damaged, I'd recommend just picking some extra up so you can install your light fixture. Really just 2 screws for most of them. We're going to have these wire nuts that are already on here. Sometimes these aren't going to be on there, so we're lucky enough that we can reuse this. If you don't have any on here currently, then you can pick some up. Now sometimes you'll have this type of style. This is going to be something you'll have to cut off or break off. And those aren't recommended to reuse. So if you have the wire nuts, you'll be good to go. Our original light did have 2 bulbs on it, so we had an extra wire in the equation. All I did was just cap this off with a wire nut and some electric tape, so we should be good to go. Now we can put our new light fixture up there. We have 2 ways of mounting this onto our ceiling. One way is going to look prettier, and that's the way they give you the mount this with. So we're going to have these little knobs here. I'll just unscrew that off, just like that. You have one on either side, and that will let me pull this plate through. As you can see, the way these just work together is they just thread on. So that's going to look a little bit prettier if we're going to mount it like that. I will say, if we try to put that up there, it's going to be a fairly tight fit putting in your existing hole. If you have enough room to get it through there, go for it. For us, we're kind of tight on space, so what I'm going to do instead is just use some screws. This is going to be a pretty easy way. We'll just screw right through that hole, kind of like how our old light fixture was attached. Let's connect our wires. So we're just going to hold it up, connect our white to white. If you have a friend, this might be a little bit easier. I don't typically recommend letting the weight of the fixture rely on the wire because it could damage something. Once we have that twisted together, or grab a nut, screw this into place, And if you want this to be extra secure, you can throw on some electrical tape. Once that feels kind of snug on there, we can repeat that same process with our black wires. I just want to do a little quick light test. Make sure everything's working properly because you don't want it screwed up there. Find out it doesn't work, take it back down. We're good to go. I'm just going to stuff our wires in here. And when we're putting it up here, we want to ensure that we're not going to put our screw through any type of wire. Make sure that area is open. And then we can screw this into place. Having a smaller ratchet and a bit like this is going to go a long way since we won't have too much space to work there. If you did the alternative way, you're going to have enough space to get your hand underneath there and put on those hand knobs. And again, I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.